Hey everybody, Steve back. If you're new to the channel, I'm developing an add-on. I do hard surface modeling to the degree of making battle mechs, things like that, and some unique objects and abstract objects. I also work for Logic's PBR Painter Pro, and I work with the creator with that, but I'm making my own add-on. This is it. It's the hard surface toolbox. Every day I'm working on this thing. I got a new feature called Tool It. And then what we do is just try to make near perfect quad topology after that with the add-on and not using anything else. So let's not delay. I'll go ahead and drop in a cube. And what I'm trying to do is kind of refine this thing. I got some feedback on this, and what I wanted to do was remove some of the modifiers on here because they're not going to be used as much. And if you want them, you got your modifier panel right here. You don't need this all cluttered up. So here's the Tool It. And so all we got to do is take our cube and we'll click Tool It, which is going to activate the Tool It across a certain access point. And if we just go ahead and say extrude this a little bit, inset and extrude that, maybe scale it down and then click Tool It. And then boom, it's going to mirror that to the other side. And currently that's just working on one access point at the moment, but I will add some controls so that it can be accessed all the way across. So this actually turns out to be pretty cool. So one thing you can do also is like you can grab really any part of the mesh and inset it like this and then tool it. Okay, and now you're coming up with funky geometry. It's not going to really look too good. So if you were to click on the wireframe, obviously you can see it's kind of standard, but you're starting to get these little cuts and angles and things like that. It's not going to look too good. So we don't worry about that too much at all. So I'm going to just do this, and I'll show you my little solution. Actually, I want to extrude that face along its nominals, just like that. And then I'll tool that. Okay, that's fine. Looks cool. So what I'm going to do is we'll go ahead and remesh. And what you've got here inside, and I'll just pull this over so we can just focus on the add-on itself. You can come over here and switch this to sharp and bring your octave depth up just a couple of times, like to 6. And I think that looks pretty good. Just kind of inspect your mesh and see how you like it. And I'll probably put an apply button over here. I'm only going to do that for the remesh because it's so useful when you're modeling. And I'll just go ahead and apply that. And then if we come back over and look at this, we've got near perfect quad geometry. And that's actually just pretty good because we just kind of ran through here and had some really funky cuts. And it really didn't look too good, right? So that is just one way you can do it. With the add-on and come up with a pretty nice little hard surface look. And of course you could add some more modifiers to it to kind of spice it up. You can come in here and remesh it after you're done, because right now I'm not going to want to try to throw bevels or anything in here. It's going to be pretty crazy to do that, but that actually doesn't look too bad all by itself. And so this works with anything. So if you wanted to throw in something like a torus, and we've got plenty of options here. I don't know if anybody knows that. You can come in and put in something like 6 sides, right? Make something kind of cool like that right there. That looks pretty neat. And it's pretty good. What I can do is make sure I'm on face select, and I'm going to double tap I just to inset that and then extrude that down just a touch so it gives it just a little something, right? So I'll click Tool It. Okay, and now maybe I just want to maybe connect these faces and extrude that out, scale it, inset, bring it in just a touch. And actually I picked the access point where it is working a little bit too well. So here we go. Go ahead and tool it. Boom. That's on that side. So you don't have to even do that. You can kind of just do this the way you want. something like that. All right, that's fine like that. I don't want to actually get too abstract because, you know, the remesh really isn't going to work too good with that. All right, so that looks pretty cool. And I think we can go ahead and add a bevel to this. Maybe 2, 3, 4 segments. And I'm actually going to add a setup for the bevel as well. So when you click this, it's going to add a standard bevel setup. That way you don't have to keep going in and modifying it every time. And let's see, gonna bring the amount down to something like that so it looks pretty nice, kind of like that. And then I don't see why. Yeah, I guess I could go ahead and do something a little funky here. Let's inset both of these, and then, oh, I don't have it on there, so I'll just search for bridge edge loops, add that to my quick favorites, and boom. So that looks a little bit more sci-fi like, and you could tool it just to get it over there real quick. It looks good. And then we've got the bevel on there, so yeah, it's a little cut here and there, not too bad. I'm just going to go ahead and apply that. And then you've got the slightly funkier geometry, and you do end up with a symmetry line right here. But that's okay, so just grab a loop here, grab a loop over there, because they're obviously not connected, and hit these select edge loops right there, and then that's going to be something you can dissolve and get rid of those. And that's kind of a little more hard surface there. You really don't even have to remesh that one. That actually looks fine like that. We can go ahead and try it, because I'm just crazy about it. I just want to try everything. And so we can move this one to sharp. Let's move the octave up to 6. See, once you start getting up to 7 and 8, it's just going to start adding just a megalith of geometry. So that actually ends up being pretty good right there. So that's it, guys. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to go check out the add-on. And if you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe for more good content. And like this video. And y'all just have to kind of bear with me. My brain's absolutely fried. I've been kind of like working out in the sun. I do different various things in a certain trade, and sometimes I'm in the air conditioning, but about 90% of the time I'm in a heated area like an attic or something like that, repairing air conditioning equipment. And so I get kind of tired at the end of the day. Yeah, okay, so this is kind of weird, but you get the general idea of how this works, and you don't have any modifiers or anything to work with, nothing to worry about. You just have that little symmetry line which keeps coming back, and you can dissolve those edges again, because it will remember that they were selected every time. But so by the time you're done modifying your mesh, you get rid of that one symmetry line right there, and after you tool it, you're good. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one. And before I go, don't forget to check that shading in the actual rendered view with an HDRI on, so that way it's well lit all the way around. You can check your model. See you guys next time.